Good morning, Gateway Kids. So we're outside today because it's been such wonderful weather. I thought I'd take you outside, and I'm also wearing, especially for you, this is my Joseph Technicolor multicolored dream coat to remind us of the story that we read last week, and also we're still thinking about Joseph this week. So hopefully by now you've watched our video about Joseph being thrown into prison and then becoming the second most important person in the country after the king, which is incredible, isn't it? And I wonder if you had a little think about his dreams that we learnt about last week, where he dreamt about people bowing down to him and him being really important. I wonder if you realise that those dreams were starting to come true by the end of today's story. Now, I've got 3 activities that you can choose from to dwell in today's story. So, number 1, you could practice catching from God. In today's story, Joseph listened to God, and that is how he knew what the prisoner's dream meant and the king's dream meant, because he listened to God. So, could you find a space where you're comfortable and you can concentrate with nobody distracting you? And can you ask God to give you an encouraging message for someone else? This could be a thought or a feeling, or God might give you a picture in your head, or a bit of the Bible, or a word or some words, because we can catch from God with all of our body, and we can catch in lots of different ways. God gives us messages in lots of different ways. When you've done that, then ask God who he would like you to give this message to, and then give the message to the person. And you might want to write it down or draw it or do a little video to tell them, or give them a phone call, or they might just be in your house. It might be somebody in your family that you could just tell them the message that God has given them through you. If you'd like more information on how to catch from God, how to practice catching and listening to God, then you can go with your grown-up onto the Parenting for Faith website and find out more. And I've put the link for that on our Facebook group. Okay, number 2. You could try retelling today's story, but instead of being a narrator, you could tell it from Joseph's point of view. So imagine you are Joseph telling the story. So he would probably talk about how he's feeling and what he's thinking at different parts of the story. You could act it out, you could draw it as a comic, or you could use your teddies. You could make one of your teddies into Joseph Teddy. Do you think that Joseph found it hard to trust that the dreams God had given him would come true when he was stuck in prison? It didn't seem like they were coming true then, did it? And have a little think, is there anything that you're struggling to trust God with at the moment? If there is, why don't you tell God about it and ask him to help you? Number 3, you could find out more. So today's story missed out a few bits. If you want to find out which bits we've missed, you could go to Genesis and have a look in the Bible and find out about the other dream that the other prisoner had, and the other dream that the king had that we didn't tell you about in today's story. You might be able to find that in a Bible, or you might be able to find it on the internet, on a video. You can get your grown-up to help you find one if you like. Why do you think God gave the king 2 dreams that meant the same thing? Have a think about that.